Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I've had this one for a bit. I didn't want to rush and make a video, but I also don't really need 20 minutes to cover it. So here's a quick take that took a while to get to. But before we get into that, don't forget to check this great discount for it. You can find the link in both the video description and the top comment below. Alright, enough talk. Let's get right into it.
Now, let's hear directly from our first reviewer about their experience.
This reviewer was initially apprehensive about buying this electric bike, mainly because of concerns about the weight limit. Being a larger person, she worried it wouldn't be able to handle her weight. However, she reports that it handles her weight with ease, even when carrying a significant load in a backpack. According to our reviewer, this thing really moves. She mentions that it easily reaches cruising speeds using just the throttle, and admits she hasn't even dared to use the higher pedal assist settings because the lower ones already provide plenty of speed. She emphasizes the need for a robust lock, noting that this bike attracts a lot of attention wherever she goes. Living in a city, this client finds it to be a faster mode of transportation than both cars and buses, which is a great value. She cheerfully states that even though it was a significant purchase for her, it was absolutely worth it. Safety is always a priority for our reviewer. She also recommends investing in a good helmet, especially with the bike's speed capabilities. Assembly was straightforward with only a little help needed, and all the features, including the lights, functioned perfectly. She even jokes about potentially never needing a car again, highlighting its performance even in snowy conditions. Furthermore, this client had a minor issue initially, just with a cable. However, she was very pleased with the prompt and helpful response from the seller, who followed up to ensure everything was resolved. Based on her experience, she confidently recommends it as being worth the investment.
Great! Now let's see what our next reviewer has to say about their experience.
This reviewer is really enthusiastic about this electric bike. They immediately fell in love with its aesthetics, the ample power it delivers, and its incredibly robust construction. However, they noted a couple of initial adjustments were necessary. Apparently, the brake disc on their bike was warped upon arrival, causing some friction during rotation. This reviewer managed to fix it themselves, suggesting a careful bending and spinning of the wheel until it runs smoothly. They also pointed out that the middle suspension pivots were excessively tight from the factory, which could result in annoying squeaks while riding. The solution, according to them, involves loosening the Allen screws, applying some lubricant, and then carefully tightening them again, working the joints by pressing on the seat and shock to promote smoother and quieter suspension. A clever tip they shared was that there's enough space near the controller where the battery sits to stash a GPS tracker for added security. The reviewer also modified the bike to accommodate a trailer, welding an attachment to a bracket near the kickstand, as adding foot pegs to the axle prevented the use of a standard hitch. Speaking of foot pegs, they mentioned needing to cut a slot in the right one to make room for a wire coming from the motor on the axle. Finally, they mentioned that a phone holder fits perfectly as long as you adjust the screen position, and bar end mirrors also integrate well. Despite the minor tweaks required initially, this client is ultimately thrilled with their purchase and would recommend it.
Excellent. Let's find out what our next reviewer has to share about their experience.
This reviewer seems quite happy with their purchase, despite a couple of minor issues. They point out a discrepancy between the advertised motor wattage and what the bike actually indicates on the battery, which might be something to look into. Also, the reviewer mentions that being a 6-footer weighing around 200 pounds, they've hit a top speed of about 28 miles per hour on this electric bike. Assembly seems relatively straightforward, although this client did mention a little trouble with the headlight. The gear shift doesn't quite make it to first gear, which they suspect could be a defect, but it hasn't been a significant problem so far. However, this individual sounds optimistic that it won't cause issues later down the line. Despite these few hiccups, our reviewer emphasizes the bike's solid build and great value. They were impressed with the fast shipping and the excellent packaging, which kept the bike completely safe during transit. The height is perfect for someone of their stature, and they are excited to test the range and battery life soon, adding that initial impressions are positive in that regard. Ultimately, this client seems thrilled with the electric bike, saying it reminds them of their very first bike and is eager to start making new memories with it. They even felt proud cruising around the neighborhood.
That's a wrap. If you enjoyed this, drop a like and subscribe for more. Got thoughts? Let's chat in the comments. See you in the next one.